Hey everybody. I want to take a second and explain what this magic challenge thing between me and Brian Connor is. About a week ago, I posted a challenge to my social media, and I invited people to invent a trick. I think the example I used was signed card is torn up, shoved up my ass, and then pulled out my mouth hole. Thankfully, actually, a lot of people wanted that one. But I took three submissions, and I came up with a method to do them while I was working the back at work. It was just a fun thing to do, but I had a lot of fun, and I came up with I came up with three really good methods for doing them. And so I wanted to do it again, and Brian messaged me. For those of you who don't know Brian Connor, if you've ever seen the trick I do where I have Google name their card.
This one.
Right there. All right. Now, are you good with that card? You happy?
Well, I haven't seen it. Do I need to see it?
No, you don't need to see it.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Okay, Google. Please choose a card.
Okay, I chose the 5 of spades.
All right, turn it over. Show the camera.
Yep. You're a witch.
You're a witch. You're a warlock.
God damn it.
Oh man, that's so good. I love it so.
That is called Big Brother. It's sold through Lost Art Magic. I'll leave a link in the description. Brian Connor is the inventor of that trick. He's a brilliant magician. Really happy to have him on board with this project. We decided to, on Mondays, take submissions from our social media on a trick to create. And on Thursday, we'll post performance videos of the trick. And then on Friday, we'll post tutorials, just for the fun of seeing how people come up with different methods to do the same thing. And that's what this is. So today is going to be our performance videos, and tomorrow we'll be posting the tutorials. Also, stay tuned at the end for a special live performance I did of my trick that I got permission and really wanted to share with everybody. We'll be back with that here in a second. This week's submission that we took was by Patrick Shawhan. His submission was essentially spectator selects a card, that card is burned, spectator selects a second card that goes back into the deck. When the burned card is unfolded, it's revealed to be the second card, and then the first card is back in the deck. So, without any further ado, we're going to open with Brian, since he's the inventor of Big Brother, and I would never dream of going before him. Enjoy.
Marked cards are one of my favorite tools in Magic, but lately there seems to be a lot of misconception about what marked cards are, what they look like, and what they can do. So today I'd like to set the record straight, show you what marked cards are, and what you can do with them. The primary use for marked cards is to keep track of a specific card. Say for instance, I want to always know where the Ace of Diamonds is. Well, what we can do is, under the cover of Misdirection, is take out a Sharpie and write our name on the back. Now, as you can see, that mark is only visible to the most discerning of eyes. In fact, if you don't know what to look for, it's hard to see. And if you really have trouble seeing it, you can actually write on the white border here. So I'll write my name here. Now there's no mistaking that card for any other card. Now, if that marking isn't clear enough, what you can do is you can actually bend the card, again under the guise of Misdirection, and now there's no mistaking that card for any other card. As you can see, even if the card is face down, we know the identity of the card. And I know this seems pretty bold, and you might be thinking, Brian, this will never pass by a spectator. But what you have to remember is, spectators, lay people, they don't handle cards on a day-to-day basis. They don't know what cards feel like. They don't know what's natural for a card, what's unnatural for a card. So while this might seem obvious to us magicians, believe me, spectators, it'll just fly right over their head. Now, if you want to take it a step further, what you can do is actually burn the corner right off the card. Now, this process does take a little bit longer, so your misdirection has to be really good. But as you can see, once you got it burning pretty good, and you want to be careful, shit, fuck, fuck, shit, again, oh, this is fine. Yeah, so now there's no mistaking this card for any other card. And if you put it back into the deck, you're going to be able to find it really easily. And I know what you're thinking. We've ruined a card, right? That Ace of Diamonds, was actually one of my favorite cards. So, is there a solution? And the answer is yes. If we take a card we don't really care about, like the Seven of Clubs, it's whatever. If we take the Seven of Clubs and we rub it on the ashes, it actually becomes the Ace of Diamonds. And then you can just toss the 7. You can just throw that away because we don't need that anymore. That's how to use marked cards.
Alright, so for this trick, you tell the spectator, look, I'm going to spread through this deck of cards. I'm a magician, I know my terminology. And I just want you to touch any cards you want. Let's say they touch this one right here. You say, that's fantastic. I just want you to take a peek at that. You got the Ace of Spades. Beautiful. You then ask the spectator, hey, are you afraid of fire? Oh, so you're not afraid of fire? Beautiful. All right, so we'll take your card, the Ace of Spades, and we're going to fold that card up like so. And then I'm going to hand you this card, I'm going to hand you this lighter, and I want you to become the pyro that you were born to be. Just torch the ever-loving shit out of this card. Now, cards made by the U.S. Playing Card Company, which is now owned by Cardamundi. Not sure how I feel about that. They usually take a while to burn. Like, they will be the last thing to survive the exploding sun. Like, Superman will die before these. So, die card, die. All right, so beautiful. There's our burnt card, our burnt Ace of Spades. And then you tell the spectator, look, I'm gonna spread through these cards again. I just want you to touch a second card. Let's say they touch this one right here. You say, that's beautiful. You got the 3 of Diamonds. Fantastic. So memorize the 3 of Diamonds. That goes back into the middle like that. Beautiful. Now, we're going to say a few magic words over your folded up Ace of Spades here. Chris Angel, Pig Cake Card Academy, blah, 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 blah. They open up the Ace of Spades to reveal that it is, in fact, the 3 of Diamonds, burnt as fucking everything. And upon spreading through the deck, you'll notice 2 things. One, that there is no duplicate 3 of Diamonds. There's the Ace of Spades, completely intact. And look, no duplicate 3 of Diamonds all through this entire deck. So as I was working the other night, a customer comes in who has always been very kind to me, and I posted about this in my social media, so a lot of you already know about this. But he's been dying of pancreatic cancer for a while, and it's taken a turn for the worse, and there is some sadness and some chatting, and he always asks for a magic trick, and this was no exception. So I took a chance at doing the challenge trick for this week, which I hadn't practiced enough to be confident at. And I told him, you're the first person to ever see this. If I fuck it up, just forgive me. But I want to send you off with something from me, since you always come in and you're so kind. We got done, and he asked me how I did it. And as a send-off, I did show him how it was done. And it was a really, really good moment. I didn't film me teaching him how the trick was done, but I asked him if I could film me doing the trick and then post it. And he gave me permission to. So here's that. Keep that. So what I want you to do, I'm going to fan through these in a second. And what I want you to do is I just want you to touch whatever card you feel like, all right? Whatever you feel like, just touch one. This one right here. Got it. All right. So, what card do you, well, I guess this one here. You're not afraid of fire, are you? Okay. All right, so you got the 3, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the 3, and we're going to fold it up like this. Just like so. Hang on to that. And I want you to burn it. There you go. Just enough that you can be satisfied. There you go. Yeah, let's not burn the house down, but there you go. Alright, so next I want you to touch another card. Whenever you feel so led. This right here. Alright, beautiful. Got it? What you got? The 2 of clubs? Beautiful. Alright, so what I want you to do is I want you to really just focus on that one right there, okay? And now I want you to open it. Two of clubs. The 2 of clubs. That's the second card you took. What was the first card you took? Was what? The 3 of diamonds. There's the 3 of diamonds. If you look, there's no other 2 of clubs in the entire deck.
Dude, I want to have 3 diamonds in my hand.
Right? That's the new one I came up with.
How the hell? How'd you do that?
You want to know?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it's you, I'll tell you how I did it. Magic is entertaining because it brings a lot of casual awe and wonder to people. But aside from being entertaining, there's those moments you can't force where the stars align or the cards fall the right way, ha ha ha, magic pun, but where magic can make this really significant impact on people's lives. And in that moment, all the hours spent in front of the mirror and the millions of repetitions, they suddenly seem to mean something more than looking magic in the mirror to ourselves. And it was a really fantastic moment, and I'm really glad I got to share it with him and that he allowed me to share it with you guys. Anyway, I'm glad you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you tomorrow with the tutorial videos.